Hi everyone, welcome to the lesson intro video for Unit 4, Lesson 3, the Assyrian and the Persian Empires. Here are our objectives and standards, which you can pause to read. Assyria. After Babylonia fell, the Assyrians fought against many invaders. They maintained a cavalry, which were soldiers who fought while riding horses. They also used iron weapons, which were stronger than the bronze ones previously used. By the mid-800s BCE, the Assyrians were a strong military state. In the next 200 years, they stretched their empire all the way to Egypt, which you can see on the map. They divided their empire into 70 provinces, each with a governor. The capital city of Nineveh held a large library. It contained many cuneiform tablets covering the subjects of law, literature, mathematics, and science, and over 2,000 of them still survive today. After a civil war weakened Assyria, King Nebuchadnezzar gained control of Babylon. He is known for exiling the Jewish people from Jerusalem in the Hanging Gardens. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon are one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Even though they are famous, archaeologists remain unsure of their actual location. According to one legend, King Nebuchadnezzar II had builders construct the gardens for his queen. They were built to remind her of her green, hilly landscape of her home. Despite the name, the gardens weren't actually hanging. The gardens were built on stone terraces. Some of the plants likely hung over the edges of the terraces. How did the Persian Empire rise? Babylon's thick walls and strong gates were not able to keep out new conquerors. In 539 BCE, Babylon and the rest of Mesopotamia fell under the control of the powerful Persian Empire. That empire soon became the largest the world had ever seen. Although the names of the Persian Empire changed over time depending on who was ruling, the empire itself stayed in existence for over 1,000 years. It dominated much of southwestern Asia and sometimes even Egypt between 500 BCE and 630 CE. It had great political and cultural influence over Western Asia during these centuries. Cyrus the Great. Persia formed to the east of Mesopotamia in what is now Iran. For years, the Persians had been ruled by their neighbors to the north, a people called the Medes. But in 550 BCE, Cyrus the Great led the Persians to victory over the Medes. By conquering them, the Persians won the empire. Cyrus fought to create an even larger empire. He began in Asia Minor and what is now Turkey, fighting the kingdom of Lydia. He defeated Lydia's rich king, Croesus. Then Cyrus pushed south into Ionia, the region settled by the Greeks. One by one, he conquered Ionia's city-states. Later, Cyrus expanded Persia's border to the east towards India. Here we can see a map. It shows both the Assyrian Empire and the Persian Empire, as well as the Great Royal Road. This road was used for trade and traveling through the empire. As you can see, Persia was much larger than the Assyrian Empire, which is outlined in orange. Cyrus the Great, Persian ruler from 590 or 580 to about 529 BCE. Here are 5 facts which you can pause to read more about Cyrus. Persia's government. The Persian Empire had many cultures. To unite the people, King Darius, who was 2 kings after Cyrus, chose a leader for each province. They could keep their local laws and traditions. Darius also reformed the empire's finances. The conquered peoples had to pay tribute, and this was a payment made to show loyalty to the stronger power. He reformed the tribute system so it was fairer to smaller provinces. He also created a common currency and introduced gold coins. Darius used some of Persia's great wealth to build roads across the empire. Trade goods and tributes traveled on these roads. So did armies, government officials, and royal messengers. The Persians set up postal stations along the 1,500-mile-long Great Royal Road. Messengers on horseback brought messages from one station to the next. It took 3 months for a message to travel from one end of the road to the other. Still, the Persian system was the fastest communication system in the ancient world. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote, "Nothing mortal travels so fast as these Persian messengers. These men will not be hindered from accomplishing at their best speed the distance which they have to go, either by snow or rain or heat or by the darkness of night." Religion. In ancient times, most people worshipped many gods. Around the year 600 BCE, a Persian man named Zoroaster taught that there was one supreme god who had an evil opponent. Over time, these beliefs transformed into Zoroastrianism and became the official religion of the empire. The sacred text of Zoroastrianism is Avesta, which includes prayers, hymns, and other writings. Zoroastrianism's central belief is that the universe is in a stage of struggle between the forces of good and evil. Zoroastrians believe that people have an important role to play in this conflict by working for good. They also believe in the existence of an afterlife. Historians think that these teachings later influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Let's talk about art. Sumerians often used carved stone seals to identify the owner of an object, especially before the development of cuneiform writing. A seal left on the owner's personal mark, such as an animal or geometric shape, stamped in clay. For example, a stack containing trade goods might be tied closed with a string. Then the owner would cover the knot with a wet clay stamp and stamp the clay with the seal. Sculptures. Sumerians also carved statues of people that, for the first time in history, looked like real humans. Other peoples created forms of sculptures known as a relief. In relief sculpture, the scene sticks out from the surface of the base material. Many relief sculptures were carved on stelas. A stela is a carved stone slab or pillar that stands on end. A famous example is the Stela of Hammurabi. At the top of the stela is a relief showing Hammurabi and the Babylonian god Shamash. Below the relief is Hammurabi's code carved in cuneiform. The Assyrians created large, colorful reliefs on the sides of buildings. They decorated structures with colorful tiles and bricks that formed elaborate patterns and images of real and imagined animals. Assyrians also decorated walls with cone-shaped pieces of baked clay painted in white, black, and red. Some reminders. Make sure to continue filling out your reading guide and don't forget to complete today's quick check. And make sure to reach out if you have any questions.